Tonight is just going to be a casual night, but it's also a night of celebration. Um, Welcome for those that are watching the replay and you're here for the first time. Um, Come by anytime. And for those that come by on a regular basis, welcome. Happy Friday. Well, happy Saturday. It's Saturday. But I wanted to just come on. This is my 25th episode. Can you believe it? I had no plans on doing the Entrepreneur Live, um, but I do offer, um, we talk about entrepreneurship, we talk about investing, we talk about real estate ownership. And so this is where I can come and talk about business. I've been in business now for since the 80s. And let me just tell you a little bit about myself. That's one thing I always know about a person, especially for those that say, hey, I want to, do this. This is my destiny. And so I just like to hear their story because you can trace it back to where that gift, that talent, that destiny has been in their lives all along. And so I can say that that's true for myself, that when I was a little girl, I've always had an entrepreneur um, backing. So I can remember in junior high, I was in Future Business Leaders of America. Um, and we made lamps and we sold lamps to raise money. And so my father was a fisherman, and he would go fishing over the weekend, bring the fish home. We had to scale, gut, and clean the fish. And then he had times where he had a big uh, catch. We would sell the fish either fresh or we fry it up and sell fish sandwiches. So I've always been around um, business. And, um, you know, that's the key to business or to investing. You have to learn how to raise capital. And so, like I said, I don't have an agenda, but I do have a topic that I want to talk about. I'm celebrating 25 episodes. Never thought I would get here. Didn't really have it on my charts. Usually I interview entrepreneurs. So if you're an entrepreneur and want to be featured on my show, by all means, DM me. I'd love to have you as a guest because during the week, not only do I do this show, I also do online classes on Sundays. We play the cash flow game. So I'm busy and I'm working full time, running my business part time. And so it'll be Friday. And I have to have that information in by Wednesday. If I am having a guest, have their picture and bio into my social media manager. And so, sometimes I lift my head and it's Friday and it's too late. But I always have something to share. Business has been a part of my life. I didn't start investing until I was in my 30s, and that was after I had my daughter. But before then, I had a business. I had a salon, a beauty salon. Had several. I was running several salons at one time, and I worked in all of them. Back then, I was very ambitious. I did go to school, of course, to get my cosmetology license, but I didn't go to college back then. I went for 1 year, but not for business. But to make a long story short, I did own several salons and did different things over the years, but you can always trace back that entrepreneurship has always been in my life. And so investing is really like a hobby. So now I'm trying my hand at the online business. So you can visit me at thekingdomheirs.com. Check out our online courses that we offer. I help you write out a business plan. I consult you. I help you take your business from good to great. So a lot of exciting things are going on. But I want it to be a celebration because, I had put this off for a long time, for years. And then finally I decided, you know what? I'm going to give it my all. I'm not going to wait until I retire to start the business. I'm going to do it now so that I can enjoy the harvest later, when I do retire. And I want to leave that door open, that option open, that, this time next year I could be retired. But I'm just really setting it up to whereas I can retire. So I'm trying this online thing. And so there's a couple of people that are in the business that I have followed from their beginnings to where they are now. And they are banging. And so I'm excited because these are just everyday people. So the people that I'm going to feature tonight, one is Tabitha Brown. Let me get that up for you. Tabitha Brown, she's from a small town in North Carolina. Congratulations, Tabitha. She just launched a new all-purpose seasoning the other day. Sold out within 39 minutes. 39 minutes. And she was able to do that because she would come online, just like I am now, be her authentic self, and people just fell in love with Tabitha. Everybody knows who Tabitha Brown is now, and she's of course has her accents from North Carolina, and she's just her authentic self. She smiles. And it's not surprising that her new product is called Sunshine, because anytime you tune in, she's going to put a smile on your face. And of course, when you do business and you have customers, there's some days that there's problems, and how she addresses the problem. She doesn't come on. I've seen some influencers and creators, when people come and say something negative about them, they clap back, is what the young people say. But she doesn't clap back. Not in a negative, like, well, if you don't like my channel, if you don't like what I'm saying, go someplace else. And you know what? You're my guest. Why would I speak to you that way? And, sometimes you do have to address things, and she does it with wisdom. And you don't feel like you've been slapped in the face. But I'm not talking about the negative part. But I watched her. She had some health issues, and her daughter introduced a movie to her, which introduced her to the vegan lifestyle. And she did a live video in her car. In between, I think she was an Uber driver, and she was eating a vegan sandwich from Whole Foods. That video went viral. And it went viral in such a way that Whole Foods reached out to her, and she became a spokesperson for Whole Foods. So you never know who's watching you, where it could go, where it could lead. But you definitely want to maximize this platform to say, hey, people are, if you do get a following, and I do have a couple of private groups where, people are there. And I believe if you treat people the way you want to be treated. And she just used her vegan journey. She did a 30-day vegan, her and her family. And after that, she continued. And so she recorded it. She documented it. And the rest is history there. And so she's also an actress. So, of course, she's been getting jobs. She's been on Ellen's show. So she would just, show her cooking her vegan recipes, and people would send her vegan products to try, and she would do a video on that. She just built her business. She didn't have any intentions at the beginning to take it to where it has gone, but it just superseded her. God just opened doors for her. And she documented that. So she's sharing her vegan recipes, which look very delicious. And she received a lot of acting jobs. She went on TikTok, and that video went viral. So no matter what Tabitha touches, it goes viral. And so, and then you see her hair. She had cut her hair shorter than mine. And, you know, I started off natural, and my hair was short as well. But then as she grew her hair is called Donna. And so she has a hairline product, a line. And then she comes out with this seasoning and then blows up. Anything that she touches blows up. But she has such a following, you know, like Beyonce has the Beehive. No matter what she does, you know, they're going to buy her. They're going to sell out on anything that Beyonce puts out on the market. The same with Tabitha. So you grow such a following that they'll buy if you release a book, or if you release a course, or if you release a clothing line or a shoe line or a seasoning line, that people will just sell out immediately. I'm telling you, I had pulled up my timeline. I saw this. I said, "Oh, her seasoning is out." I went, clicked on the link, and it says sold out. I was like, "Wow!" Another person I want to introduce you to, and I talk about her all the time, and that's Beloved. Let's see. Let's get this. I'll play the commercial again because the sound.
I'll come and eat. That's okay. I know what to do. My Smackalicious sauce mix is the flavor that brings the family together. Order it on Amazon. Y'all know your girl loves seafood. Darius hates it. But no matter what's on your dinner table, my Smackalicious sauce mix can make it taste better. Y'all come and eat. That's okay. I know what to do. My Smackalicious sauce mix is the flavor that brings the family together. Order it on Amazon. Y'all know your girl loves seafood.
Congratulations, Beloved. She's another person that I talk about a lot, and I'm getting ready to meet her. So I'll share the pictures soon. But again, she started doing videos on YouTube, and she started doing makeup and hair. You can see her hair color. She wears different wigs. And at the beginning, you know, companies will reach out to you to say, hey, when you do your videos, can you wear my product? Can you recommend my makeup? Can you recommend my nail polish? Or, you know, people will approach you. And so she started off just in her kitchen cooking, but then she did a mukbang. And that is something that where you prepare a meal and a lot of it. So she is like the queen of the seafood boil. So, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I told you my father was a fisherman, and, you know, we had seafood all the time. And so when we would, my sister would eat the crab legs. I would never eat crab legs because I don't like to fight for my food. But I'm telling you, watching Beloved, she just drew me in. I just had to try the seafood boil, and along with a million other followers. And Tabitha, same thing, millions of followers. And she became very popular very quick. And they're both, Tabitha doesn't, I've not heard her say how much she makes, but I'm sure it's in the millions now, because that's what's that's the type of money that people are making online. So anyway, back to Beloved. So she was doing the seafood boil, and of course, you know, when you eat seafood, you're eating it with lemons and garlic butter and And so Beloved became popular because if she goes to a restaurant or wherever, she always, in her purse, she has her own seasonings. She carries her seasonings. So that's something that picked up, that people gravitated to. Also, so after a while, even when, you get a seafood boil, it has the seasoning and butter in it, she would still pull out her seasoning. She likes spicy food. So she started making her own sauce. Oh, I didn't even bring it, but I shared it last week or last time I talked with her. So she created a seasoning packet also. So not only is she making millions, her and Tabitha making $1 million off of their videos out of their homes. They don't have fancy studios. Um, you know, None of that. Just being consistent on showing up every day, and a lot of times, Tabitha would just come on and say good morning. So Beloved created her sauce, which that sold out. She released it last Black Friday, and it sold out within a half hour as well. So it's important to build a strong following, people that buy into what you're saying, what you're doing, what you're offering, because you are solving a problem. So Beloved, she's sitting there, not she didn't just have snow crabs. She had those king crabs and would pile them as high as her head and sit there and just crack them and eat them. And of course, if you're not a person that likes to watch people eat, I'm telling you, who wants to sit there and watch people eat? But you just buy into it and you watch it over and over again. I mean, how many seafood boils can you watch? After a while, she stopped counting. Like, she would say the first, my first seafood boil, my second, third. After a while, she had to stop counting. But her videos would not only go viral, but people are still watching. She's still making money of videos she did 2 years ago. So something to think about. I'm telling you, the internet is just, it multiplies your money just in such a crazy way. So not just going to a job and getting paid a certain dollar amount per hour. You be making like millions of dollars in 30 minutes and selling out products. So anyway, she's sitting there, she's eating her crab legs, she's cracking them, butter running down her face. I mean, just in a normal scenario, you'd be like, oh my God, burping and slurping. But she's slurping her way to the bank each month. So, yeah, she's making millions off her videos. She has a sauce. She also this week came out with she has a Cajun seasoning packet. She just came out with a garlic butter seasoning packet, and that sold out immediately. So I'm telling you, the power of the internet is awesome. And you build a clientele that buys into what you're doing. The sky is the limit. You hear me? So anyway, the other part that I wanted to point out with both of them, Beloved and Tabitha, both love what they're doing and have surpassed their wildest dreams on their capability of what they were even expected. So they are both blessed beyond their expectation. The other thing is they put their family members on. Both Beloved and Tabitha both retired their husbands. You know what I'm saying? And they slowly, they built a foundation and then they bought their family. And so you see in Beloved's commercial, she has 2 sons. They all, and her husband, they all have their own YouTube channels, and they're all making money. So it's kind of like Oprah, where Oprah has such a large following that when Oprah recommends an author, immediately, if no one has ever heard of the author or read their book, just the mention, and that's what we call an influencer, that you recommend something and people just sell out on the items, and their lives are forever changed. And so you got to be careful with that type of power, but to use it in a positive way, it's just awesome. Just like every year Oprah does a Christmas list, and again, these are from companies and individuals that have products that sell out. They become millionaires. And so just speak the word, just make the recommendation, and voila. But you got to be prepared for the overflow. And so, and you got to be, God doesn't bless everyone with that type of influence or the capability of being able to be responsible enough to handle that type of money. So I just wanted to say that, you have the purpose of, hey, I want to go after the bag. I want to be rich, want to be wealthy. And that's great. But the key thing is being a blessing so that others are blessed. And, that's a great goal to have. I'm so blessed that I can retire. I don't have a husband, but retire my daughter, retire my sister, retire. You know what I'm saying? And I have a community on Facebook, and I wrote a book called Living in the Overflow. So you have so much abundance that you can overflow it into somebody else's life as well. And so that's what I like about these two ladies, is that they just aren't making all that money for themselves. They both retired their husbands. Their kids are taken advantage of. And you know who else is like that too? And I should have added him, Run DMC. All of his kids, I'm not sure about the younger ones, but they all play a part in, it started as young people building a business and are millionaires at a young age. And so I just that sort of thing just excites me, because that's my goal. That's my agenda. That, just imagine that, build this business, which that's called legacy. But they didn't have to wait till their dad died, but while they were kids, that's how they communicated with their kids. Like, okay, you want to create a sneaker line. So his daughters created their sneaker line, and the rest is history there. Their son, I can't think of his name right now. I know there's Russell, and the other one is a rapper, singer. So because of the dad's success, and then the other brother, the older brother too, but then you have some children that definitely will walk in the success of their parents. Like, yes, I am a Rockefeller. Yes, I am a Ford. Yes, I am, to get in, access into things. But there are some of the children that are like, hey, you know what? I appreciate that, but I want to build my own success. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But and that makes me think of T.D. Jake's daughter, Sarah. She didn't want to use the Jake's name, but then when she did, she did build herself up without using the name. But unfortunately, her last name succeeded her anyway, and so. But there's nothing like the satisfaction if you want to build something outside of the empire that your family's building. That's okay too. But to create a name for yourself, there's nothing wrong either way. But that option is always there. So as you are building wealth, that's what this platform is about, building wealth that you can definitely come back and put your family on. I truly believe that as you're raising your kids, if you have a business, or if you have a skill, or if you have a product or service, put your kids on, bring them into the business, whether they want to or not. At least give them and show them how to build a business from scratch, or how to create products, how to, if you do become a millionaire, this gets passed down to you in inheritance, that they know how to manage it and keep the legacy going, versus the legacy stops with them after you pass away. You pass down the the fortune to them, but then because they weren't prepared for that journey and lose it and squander it, prepare them for that journey, prepare them in life for that type of because not everyone can carry that type of load, because as you grow, imagine someone giving you $1 million in your 20s or in your 30s or 40s, who knows, but you want to. Hey Gary, I was just sharing on I don't know if you know Tabitha, and I always share about Beloved. They both came out with a seasoning packet. I shared it in a group about Tabitha, but also this week, Beloved came out. Hey, Georgia in the house. I'm celebrating tonight because this is my 25th episode. So I'm just sharing some congratulations for some other people as well. And then let me share Beloved's commercial with you.
Y'all know your girl loves seafood. Darius hates it. But no matter what's on your dinner table, my speculative sauce mix can make it taste better. Y'all come and eat. That's okay. I know what to do. My Smackalicious sauce mix is the flavor that brings the family together. Order it on Amazon. Y'all know your girl loves seafood.
So yeah, her and Tabitha both released their seasoning packets this year or this week, and they both sold out in like 30 minutes. Can you imagine having like 6,000 units and they sell out in 30 minutes? And I know that Beloved, I'm not sure about her new packet. This is her second season packet. I know the first one was $24.95. So can you imagine? These are just everyday people like you and I, Gary. Everyday people like you and I. Thank you. And, they're just everyday people, and they just get on and turn on the camera and they just talk to people, build up a following. They have over millions of followers. So anytime that they release a book, or anytime they release a seasoning, or release a clothing line, a t-shirt, a hat, anything, lipstick, whatever, it sells out. The support of their followers is just phenomenal. And so I'm just excited for these two women. And there's Tabitha. I shared that in a group this week. But two African American women, everyday women, loving their family. They both retired their husbands off their jobs. They put their family on. So not only are they making millions, their kids are making millions too. They all have their own channels. They all have their own personality. I'm telling you, I am so excited because that's the journey that I'm on. So, and I think that's when God opens the door to where you are beyond yourself, because a lot of people are like, hey, I want wealth, I want riches, but it's for them. And, that's fine. But if you don't have anyone to share it with, in my opinion, it sits differently when you don't have anyone to share your wealth with. But when you could put your family on, and even, teenagers, like my daughter, she has had a checking account since age 14. So just teaching her the principles of, okay, you make a deposit. Well, she's had a savings account since she was 10 and then she's had a financial portfolio. She's been buying stocks since age 10. So, it's just preparing them for a future of, this is how you handle money. This is how you, balance a checkbook. Although the young people, they don't use checkbooks, they use their debit cards. And I think they don't even use those much anymore, because now you can be sitting down at a restaurant, having a conversation, and everybody's just transferring money just like that. And so, it's just, the world is just changing, and the money, where they say, there's a deficit and da 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 da. But here, it can't be that much of a deficit to sell out on, I don't know how many units they sold out on this week, but I'm just saying, just using the numbers from the last sellout, was like 6,000 units sold out in 30 minutes. So anyway, I tried to get Tabitha's seasoning myself, because as soon as I saw the ad, I went and clicked on the link and tried to purchase it, but it was already sold out. So I'm just looking forward. So I encourage you, if you have a vision of yes, regular people, and I think that that's the season that we're in, because a lot of everyday people are just soaring to the top, to where everybody's taking notice. If you notice now, like on talk shows, I don't watch a lot of TV, but if they have a guest, like they started inviting influencer because of their following, how they would just create a following. And so that's why a lot of celebrities are online now, because and how they made it through the pandemic. You want to communicate, build a relationship with people. Like Gary, I just always use you as a prime example of a follower, to where, we're building a relationship. Like, you got to know your followers. You won't get to know all millions once you get to 1 million followers, but still, there's a way that you can touch them on the camera. You can smile. You can, they can feel you through the camera, and you just be your authentic self. I would never have been on the camera. Never would I have been on the camera. Never. Because I'm a behind the scenes person. I shine from behind the scenes. And then I've gotten so good at it. There's no way that, definitely, we're going to go to the top together. I'm not going to leave you behind, Gary. So you don't ever have to worry about that. As a matter of fact, I was just talking to my daughter the other day, because I was saying that, and I've said it here already tonight, that you got to be careful on how you treat people. And so at work, my desk is in the aisle. So, people have to walk by me all day long, from the janitor to the CEO. I'm in the corporate office, and I speak to everyone. So like at night when I'm working overtime, the janitors know me by name. And then the CEO, I can remember the CEO walked by my desk, and the CEO was like, I was like, hi, Bob. And he was kind of startled, like, okay, that's my name. But you could tell he was uncomfortable. But then after a while of you walking by my desk, I speak to everybody. So after a while, the CEO would just make his way to my desk, because I would take the time to say hi or good morning or you have a great evening. I didn't, I'm not one to get into long conversations with people. I'm more of a listener. There's times you'll catch me where I'm just Miss Chatterbox. But outside of that, I'm a listener. But I always, I've always been taught to speak to people, and I don't care who you are. So no matter where I go, how far up I go, how far down I go, because people go up and they go down. I've been both places and in between, so I just treat people the way that I want to be treated. And so both of these ladies, that's how their personalities are. They're just as friendly, where they speak to everybody. And I'm getting ready to meet Beloved, so hold tight for that. I'm getting ready to meet her, and of course, I'll have pictures of our encounter. But just everyday people. They both retired their husbands. I mean, I just think that that is so awesome that you love what you do in such a way that God just overpays you, that you know what, it's cheaper for you to not so much stay home, because I know that both husbands, even though they're not working a corporate job anymore, but well, one was a LPD police officer and the other one worked at General Motors, but they both work, to build the family empire. So, they're not just sitting home playing, they're just not sitting home with their legs crossed. They're now pursuing their dreams and living their best life. And how wonderful is that? So, I don't have a major agenda. I just wanted to, the other morning, God just woke me up out of my sleep, and it was just with the message, and I've been toying with it for a while, that put your family on. Put your family on. So if you have teenagers, get them a credit card in their name and build their credit up, so that way when they are off to college and stuff, that they don't have to start from scratch. And be that springboard, like be that slingshot, so when they pull them back and you let it go, that they can go much further than you. Like I said, my daughter now, she super exceeds me, and that's how I wanted it. She has to embrace, her purpose in life, and when she does, oh my gosh, I just pray that I get to see it all, or some of it, a portion of it. She's doing great things, but I'm just saying, where she truly walks in her purpose, it's going to be awesome. And so I didn't have much more to say tonight, Gary. I appreciate you joining me tonight. I know that, you have your two boys, and I know that you're... I loved how you shared the what you got from Chick-fil-A, the book on entrepreneurship, and I know that you're going to pass down your knowledge to your boys, and definitely, if you have anything to add tonight before we go, but it's just been awesome, this journey. And I'm getting ready to go live on my page too, because it's like, turn on the camera and just your life can just change. But yeah, I was never a camera person. Yes, I'm telling you, that's the thing that has been missing from the education. And I'm just hearing more testimonies now that they are incorporating it, trying to incorporate some good things into the educational system. But, our kids first learn at home. They learn at home, and then we send them out. But I'm telling you, if they can get those key things down and not have to worry about finances and that sort of thing, and know how to manage their money, know how to multiply their money, they're going to be so far ahead of their peers. It's unbelievable. You met Javen. He's a prime example. And so, guys, I'm not going to keep you any further. I am going to jump on my personal Instagram for the first time and go live there. Yeah, too many people are living from paycheck to paycheck. And you know what? And we got to clarify that too, Gary, in a way, because I was thinking about this recently. Now, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, but living, because like the Dave Ramsey concept that he teaches you at the end of the month, that you should be zeroed out. But in that zero out, as long as you're paying yourself, taking care of the emergency funds, if you're investing and paying your bills, and that's paycheck to paycheck, But I know what you mean, paycheck to paycheck, and spend your money before you even get paid. Now that's not a good habit to get into, because you're already behind. And then I've been in situations where my check was either short. I've been in a situation when I worked in a salon where they wrote me out a check and that check bounced, and which caused my checks to bounce. So, you can't assume that what you're getting is going to be there. So definitely money management. And I was thinking about, for the next book club, to do The Richest Man in Babylon, which talks about money management. Yes, that is so true. I mean, and that's where it says, bondage, and we talk about slavery and stuff like that. You can be enslaved to a lot of things. And so it is a hard cycle to break. And, I'm also, since I've, been home for over a year, I haven't been to church in a year. And, so I'm going to church tomorrow, one. And then two, I gotta, I've always paid my tithes. So not only paying myself, your taxes come out, you got to pay yourself. And I've always paid 10% to my local church. And that's another thing that people have a hard way to go. And then even paying yourself 10% is hard for a lot of people. And, the thing is like there's a fear, operating out of fear and lack and scarcity. So if you're paying yourself 10%, that money's there. It's not going anywhere. It's yours. So, but I getting ready to get my charitable donations back up, because I'm telling you, no matter what has happened in my life, I've never, been without. I've gotten low. Which book? The Richest Man in Babylon? Oh, okay. And I've read it too, but I thought it'd be something good to bring to the group, because I get a lot of sidebar calls and people reaching out, and that's something we're going to have to master. Is the money management piece of it. That's the part we're going to have to master. We're going to have to prepare ourselves. And I'm singing to the choir telling you that, because I'm just really saying it for the recording. Because if you don't get that down pat, there's no way that you're going to make it. Because people didn't realize during COVID, people were borrowing from their retirement. So you taking money from your future. Not even sure how many people are going to pay that money back. A lot of people, I know I've lived from pay Peter to pay Paul, take from rob Peter to pay Paul. When things dry up. So anyway, that's a whole nother topic. But again, this is the 25th episode. Can you believe it? Made it 25 episodes. Excited. Looking forward. Just looking forward to more days to come. I did schedule someone to talk to us about gold and silver. I buy gold and silver, and I just share a little bit. But this person, like whenever he's my go-to person. So whenever I get a new coin, or if I get, when I ended up getting my silver dollar that's over 100 years old, I just show him. He said, okay, he could tell you by looking at it. He knows his coins. I buy gold and silver, but he also does, but he also buys another type of metal, uh, precious metal. So I'm getting ready to interview him. So that's going to be an interesting conversation. So not only is he familiar with the coins, but he can tell you how much it's worth. So that's going to be an interesting conversation. So look forward to that, you guys. And tomorrow's Cash Flow Sunday. Come and join us. We play every Sunday at 3 o'clock. Mike is a married man now. So now he and his wife plays. So we're still going strong, still learning so much from playing that game. I can't believe that there's a lesson with every game. And so I'm going to say goodbye for now. See you next week.